You guys, I'm doing an intro before the intro. I just got done editing this video and I am completely embarrassed as to how much stuff I repeated from yesterday's video. I don't usually do 2 Fabric Frenzy updates for 1 Fabric Frenzy, but right now I've been getting hit with so many questions that I said, oh geez, I never did talk much about the eBay end of things, and I wanted to just jump on and do a 5-minute video with additional info, but I ended up like going over everything again, adding some new things, and that's what you're getting for a video today, because my mind is just all over the place, and that's the best that I can do right now. Hopefully I've answered all the questions so I don't feel like I have to keep telling you guys things. I just feel bad that, you know, I can't explain everything all at once. And I did lose my notes before. I have some notes now. Anyway, I don't want to just go on and on about this. I'll let you watch this or not. It's up to you. Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene, once again. Yes, with another Fabric Frenzy video. You guys have got to just humor me for right now, because I once upon a time had a script of things, points to mention when I talk about the frenzy, and that is gone because of my computer disaster. So I kind of, you know, made up a new page with points that I want to touch on, and I really didn't touch on everything yesterday. So you can go watch yesterday's Fabric Frenzy update and then come back and watch this one. And if you're not a Fabric Frenzy kind of person, you can just go watch something else, or you can stick around. You know, maybe I'll say something funny. You never know. All right, let's just seriously try to stay on track, meaning me, and let's get this done. In case you don't go watch the first video, briefly, Fabric Frenzy, it's a fabric sale. The frenzy starts at noon on Saturday, April 14, Eastern Time, noon Eastern, and it's going to run until 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Did I say April 14? 2018. So if you're watching this in the future, make sure that you are aware that you missed it. The frenzy used to be held on my blog. This time it's going to be on eBay because we had a PayPal button disaster the last time. I keep getting asked, what do I need to do to be sure I'm ready for eBay? Do you know what? I don't actually know, because I joined eBay way back in the year 2000. I'm assuming you should go there in advance if you're interested in buying any of the fabric, and at least get yourself an eBay account. I don't know how involved that is. It can't be too difficult. eBay account. I assume that if you're already a Fabric Frenzy shopper, that you have a PayPal account, because that was the only way you could pay with me. I don't know what the other options are with eBay, but you need, you know, a way to pay. Go sign up, get an eBay account if you don't have one, and I'm sure it'll talk you through it. That's the best I can do for right now, is doing this through eBay, and I'm sorry that I can't give you specifics, but you just, you know, should go to eBay now and get set up. Since it will be on eBay, they have a global shipping program, and so if your country is part of that, you are more than welcome to order. I would be sending the package to the global shipping center, and that I will pay the shipping for that. But then you're responsible for the shipping at that point, and also any customs that you incur because of, you know, it going to another country. Although you don't have to be a member of the Peanut Gallery Facebook group, since the links are not going to be hidden and secret, the links are going to be on eBay. So anybody who's on eBay will be able to have access to ordering some of the fabric. However, people aren't even going to know, because you guys are going to be shopping, and I'm, you know, thinking some of the things might still sell out quick. I don't know, because I don't know how many of you are going to be on board with the whole eBay thing. Some of you might just, you know, lay back and say, I'm just going to skip it now. So we just don't know. That is good news for those of you who never can order anything because it sells out so quick. So if you stay away from the frenzies because you've never been lucky enough to actually get something, you might have a good chance this time. I just don't know how it's going to go. So even though you don't have to be in the group, it is highly beneficial for you to be inside the Facebook group. The link is down below in the description and also in the pinned comment. It's Peanut Gallery on Facebook. It's a silent group. Comments are not turned on. No one is allowed to post but me. I'll talk about that again in a few minutes. But you really want to still be in that group because I will be sharing the eBay links in the group as a reminder. And again, I don't want you to feel like you have to be on eBay constantly refreshing that page, because when something appears on eBay, it doesn't like instantly get sent out to people who are following me on eBay or who have me as their favorite seller. I don't believe. And they don't even know this whole fabric frenzy thing. So it's not like they're going to be jumping on it. It's the people in the Peanut Gallery group who are the ones who are jumping on it. So you do want to be in the group so you have an equal shot and, you know, you can get to it as quickly as you can. And I also would like to, again, I don't know how busy I will be, but I would like to be able to give you guys some sneak peeks as to what's coming up, like show you maybe a particular panel and let you know exactly what time that will be on eBay. So in case you have to go out and buy some milk and eggs or whatever, you can work around that particular thing if it's something that you really think you're going to want. So I do like to give sneak peeks. I am also going to try to update when something sells out and update that inside the group and say this item is now sold, but you will be able to still go see it if you were curious to see what you missed out on. Even though this is a sale, I'm going to be leaving the comments off in the group because you know me. I can't have a lot of noise when I'm doing things like this. I get stressed out enough in a very good way, very stressed but excited, and I just can't handle all kinds of questions and things. Now, if it was calm and relaxed, I have no problem answering legitimate questions. But the thing is that if stuff is selling out quickly, if you take the time to ask a question, you're not going to get it anyway by the time I answer you. So I just want to let you guys know that if it is still a frenzy like I've had in the past, don't get, you know, mad if I didn't answer a question for you, because chances are the amount of time it takes for you to ask me the question, the things might be gone, especially if I only have one or two of them. You gotta be quick and just, you know, make a decision without asking any questions. Now, here's something I forgot to talk about. We don't know. eBay could oversell. I hope none of that happens. I really hope that none of that happens. And I'm going to count on eBay that if there was any overselling, that they will handle that on their end. They would have to, wouldn't they? I'm suddenly worried. I'm not that worried. We're still going to go forward with this because it's too late to turn back now. And we will quickly learn, won't we? And with that said, you do want to be in the Facebook group because even though I don't let you talk in there, I'm going to do plenty of talking. If things are going wrong, I will certainly speak up and let you guys know. And if things are going smoothly, I will let you guys know. If I have a question and I want to ask you guys something, I will turn the comments on that post and say, you know, please let me know. Is this working this way for you? Because I might have questions along the way. So, you know, just, you know, whatever. Just, like I said, you have to just humor me and know that I'm just not a normal person. And I can only deal with so much at once. I don't iron. I have mentioned that before. I don't trim little loose threads. And I did want to mention that when I cut, I usually cut on the fold, meaning like the fabric is folded and I'll just, you know, put my scissors through and cut like that. Or I'll cut stacked, and again, usually with scissors, because I like to cut a decent sized stack that a rotary cutter is not going to go through, so I just put it like on the edge of my cutting mat and cut with scissors. So for things like, especially like the pre-cut sets that I have, sometimes I'll have like 20 different prints and you get one of each. You know, those things are not going to be cut like perfect squares or rectangles. And as for pre-cuts, the way I determine the price is by the weight. So sometimes you might say, how come this set of 20 pre-cuts is $2.10 and this set of 20 pre-cuts is $3.80? It's because it doesn't go by how many pieces. It goes by how big the pieces are. Obviously, bigger pieces are heavier. So I have a formula, so it's by weight. I'm not going to measure and get the square inches of every piece. So it goes by the weight, and Obviously, if there's a set of pre-cuts that are priced higher, it's because you're getting more fabric. It's hard to see by the pictures and say, oh, well, those are much bigger pieces. But I usually say there's nothing smaller than 2 inches wide or tall, and there's nothing greater than 6.5 inches wide or tall. So I know it's, you know, you probably don't have time to read. I keep the descriptions very brief. But if it's a big concern of yours to know exactly what the size pieces are, I can tell you right now, there's not usually anything smaller than 2 inches wide or tall, and most are bigger than that. They're really good sets for crumb quilting because you get a nice variety, and they're cheapy things, so it's fun for those of you who don't, you know, have a lot to spend and you just want to get a little something. But if you are questioning why some are priced higher, it's because you're getting more fabric overall. Questions. I know some of you will have questions and you will be mad that you can't ask in the Facebook group. But the thing is, I am going to be super busy, I hope. And again, I don't think there is time for you to ask a question and to wait for a reply from me. If things are slow on eBay, and they may well be, I may open up some comments. I just don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel that day. If things are busy, I just will not be able to have comments on. I know some of you still email me questions, or you question me through Facebook, or even some of you even hit me up on YouTube. You know, I know there are people who are dying to know certain things, but again, I can't stress enough that by the time I answer you, the item might be sold. And then questions like, will you please let me order and hold for me? I can't let you order. You have to pay immediately with PayPal. I have it set up that way, that immediate PayPal payment is required. It won't let you just order it and pay later. I don't do that because it's not fair to the people who are here and are, you know, jumping on things and are spending all day with me to do this and to have things sold out. And, you know, those sales of people who want to pay later don't always go through. I'm just not dealing with any of that. It's nothing against you. It's just that I'm selling stuff and it needs to be purchased, not held. I'm not in the holding fabric business. I'm in the selling fabric business. Oh, with that said, I'm not in the selling fabric business. I'm in the YouTube business. I do this because I can. It gives me a little something on the side. But I am not interested in selling unless I'm doing the Fabric Frenzy or unless I come up with some other thing. So another thing I do get asked is, oh, I'd like to order some yardage, and could you show me some prints that you have? You know, I don't do that. I just don't do that kind of thing. I just don't. The other questions you can save your time on is asking me, what do you have coming up? Will you have anything with cats? Will you have anything with dogs? Do you have any juvenile things coming up? I can't take the time to answer those questions, and it's not fair to those who don't ask the questions. When I get those kinds of questions, I pretty much just ignore them. I don't even bother to reply because I'm telling you right here, don't bother to ask me to hold things or to tell you what's coming up or to sell to you next week. If you can't hold, can you just, you know, put an order together for me next week? You'd be surprised at the things people ask. People want to come over. Come over and shop. If you're going to come over and shop at my house, you might as well go to Martin's and shop in this town because you'll save a little bit. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So yeah, no, I'm not a store here in this house. I do online sales because it's fun, not because I'm in the business of it. So let's keep it fun for me. I'm just looking to see if there's other things that I didn't put on there. I do measure and round down. So if I say a panel is 42 inches wide, it might be 42 and a half, and I just round it down. So you know you're getting at least that. And I try to measure like from a border edge to a border edge. Again, you don't always have time to read all that stuff, but just trust that when I measure something, I'm measuring border to border, or if it's a full panel, you know, I measure to the edge, but not like right to the cut edge. I know you need some room for seam allowance, so I usually round down on the sizes so you know you're getting at least that much. A couple of things people are always asking me, what do we do with panels? And I don't think I have a whole lot of panels this time, and I probably have many more that aren't even going to make it on this sale. There are 3 kinds of panels. There's one that I have seldom, is like apron, you know, craft panels where you cut out and you make an apron or maybe a vest or certain dolls, pillow panels. The cool thing about pillow panels is that you can use those in quilts or whatever. But the crafty kind of panels usually come with the instructions right there on the fabric. And I have like a ladybug doll one that didn't sell out last time, so that will be making an appearance again. So there's craft kind of panels. I don't have very many of those. Then there's what I call the quilt top panels. It's just like one big picture, usually a good size for like a child's quilt. Well, for that, you just cut that panel out and you can put a batting and a backing and make a quilt. It's like easy as that. You can just sew all the way around and turn it and then do some hand tying with yarn or whatever you want to do and you have a quilt. You can also take those panels and do other things. You can use them as window treatments or to make gigantic floor pillows or whatever you feel like doing. Then there are the panels that are usually the most popular, and those are panels that are blocks on the fabric that you can cut and use in a quilt. Now, some might say, well, I can't make a whole quilt with only 6 blocks. No, you put those into a quilt. Now, I have one coming out with 4 big blocks. I think it's called Maple Leaf Junction, kind of like a fall print. There's 4 big blocks. I think they're 16 inches square, or it might be another one. But, you know, you can take that and then make some other big blocks to go with them. And it becomes like the focal point of your quilt. And, or, you know how I made that wonky one with the floral? It was the wonky with the floral and then, you know, the big square and the little square and then some wonky things. You could use cut out quilt block panels, quilt panel blocks, and use those as the, you know, the big square, and then you can do things around that. So there's a lot that you can do, a lot. Anyway, I guess that's it this time for real. I am not going to jump back in. If I think of something else, I will just let you guys know in the Peanut Gallery group. Once again, I know there are new people hopping on board all the time, so I just want to make sure that you guys understand. And yes, I will go through this again in 6 weeks, assuming there's another frenzy. I hope there is, because I still have a lot of stuff that I need to unload. And but I don't want you coming to my house to buy it. I just don't. It'll go one way or another. So thank you so much for watching. Please join the Peanut Gallery Facebook group, and I will be back with more soon. Bye.